Today I'm playing with the router table. This beast used to be my main router table and it was awesome. 50 inches by 50 inches, router lift knob controls on the side. But over the past decade the top has developed a dip and the shop-made lift has developed some play. And that's not good when you're trying to run a drum around a bit to get a consistent bearing edge. So this has been taken out of commission. It works out because I needed the router for the new mill. And this was built to take its place. I've actually had this for a few years. Most of the setup was sent to me by Rockler Woodworking. Back when there were a bunch of maker channels and we were a thing and I was a somebody. I was never a somebody. It's the full clamp rack table with the stand. Bench cookie accessories there. Cart apron with all the clamps there. I actually made a bracket, screws to the bottom of the table, and the T-track table stores on the back. Because sometimes I do pull that out, throw it on the top, and use the clamping table setup. The top is a lamination of 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Got the big red stop button and a Jessam Master Lift 2 for my precision needs. This tabletop is 28 by 40, no T-track because I never use the T-track. It just collects dust and I want the smooth surface for the drum shells running the bearing edge. Got a massive fence, also no T-track so I don't use them. These are the clamps, it just kind of hooks on here, but I added dowel pegs to keep this wobbly bit from spinning because that's annoying. And then I added drill bit storage trays to the back just to make use of the empty space. Now this thing, this is basically a center track cross-cut sled system or bobber. I don't really know. I made it so I could make perfect discs, which is the mode it's in now. If I lower the bit, I can cut rabbets around the edge of that disc, and I can also throw this sled on here to cut slots, which is exactly what I did to cut those slots and those slots. And if you wanted to make templates for growth charts, there you go. This slider is how you set your radius. I'm a little under 7, I'll end up with a diameter of 13 15/16. Once you get it set, torque down on the screw, pushes this up, won't move. 1/2 inch shank bits. This post is 5/8, which is the same measurement as all the shafts on the router mill and the table saw mill. The disc blank, you punch your center, drill it to 5/8, cut it close on the bandsaw. We're basically going to drop it on here like a plunge cut. That's the only butt puckering factor. Plunge it in. Make sure you keep your hands on the workpiece or it'll start spinning like a top. And then just go slow. With the disc cut, advance the slider, lower the bit. I went to about 1/3 of the overall height, and that is to cut the rabbet into the disc. There's our rabbet. Helps us self-center the plate into the shell. And every shell is going to be different because your thickness might vary, Maybe your glue up didn't go together bang on, so you got a little bit of an ellipse. I got all the flexibility I need in here. Yeah, I'll have to make these plates every now and again, but whatever. I'm not a production shop, so. This adjustable slide is 3/4 inch plywood. It is cut into the shape of a T, so I guess I do like T-track, right? It's got a T-nut on the bottom, a bolt. That's how you get the friction against the top. So this comes out. The sled fits over the center track, right? A runner left and right. Everything's waxed up. It's hard to do this with one hand. When I want to set a stop block, I just figure out where the measurement is. I throw a piece of wood in there, plywood, scrap, cut off, whatever, dimensional lumber, and I clamp it. I will do a quick example of cutting a slot into the scrap. Generally, I will clamp this, especially if it's a shorter piece, because the rotation of the bit will move the workpiece, which isn't cool. I'm just gonna white knuckle it. Another use for this, which I have yet to employ, is miter splines. Got this little angled insert. Can pop it in here. Goes in with domino slots and pegs. Be able to cant your box, set some stop blocks. I might have to build a cradle in here, not really sure. And you could use a straight bit to cut splines, cut grooves for splines. Or dovetail bit, and you could do dovetail splines. I have a secret compartment box on Instructables where one of the dovetails actually moves to lift up a valet tray. So lots of different uses. For those interested, I have this thing auto-aligned to center using a domino slot and peg. So you start from this end, push it into the table, then you just got this little bench hook clamp. Moves in a slot, grabs the back lip of the table, dowels, auto plop it into where it needs to be, tighten it up. If you want to get into the minutia of that, the Instructable is the best place. And there we are back in conventional router table mode. Big fence back on, clamps. Same style as the drill press, same style as the sled. Even got a port for the dust collector. Next step is to mark these up for the carriage bolt locations. Right here. Drill them out. Press them up. We'll start running this thing.